What is going on, everybody? Thanks for stopping by. So I wanted to cover real quick, basically give some context to the topology that you see and give some ideas as to why it is shaped the way that it is and stuff like that. So obviously it's going to be pretty heavy focus on security. There's some firewalls, there's some routers, there's some switches and stuff like that. And I'm running Eve community version, and it's been working out really, really well. And I wanted to take and have some fun with the technology first and foremost. So this is going to be geared around CCNP security, but not going to be tied to the certification itself per se. And so I wanted to go through and basically cover a lot of the technical aspects of the platforms, you know, whether it's ASA, iOS firewall, switch layer 2 security, so on and so forth. So I'll be taking a lot of the stuff that's in the CCNP security blueprint and demoing them just for the heck of it, because I can. And hopefully you guys can use this. So I wanted to put some context around this. So while I've got the topology here, I'm going to lay out some of the things that are going to be happening here. So let's go ahead and draw some boxes and stuff like that. And where is it? Should be able to do shape. There it is, custom shape. So we're going to just say save, and we're going to drag this guy out. And for anybody that cares, this particular Eve Community Edition node is running inside of ESXi, and it's just a virtual machine that I've given a lot of RAM to and a decent amount of CPU, like a lot of CPU, and stuff like that. But as it sits right now, let me go ahead and just bring this one down. So this is where we're going to be testing out things like get VPN, regular VPNs, anything over MPLS. This will be a service provider here in the middle and stuff like that. So we'll be able to do like anything VRF-aware and stuff like that. So one of these nodes in here will be the CA when we do PKI and stuff like that, but just to have some fun with it. Then this will be another branch office. Go ahead and save this one just to put some context here for you guys. And the idea now is to be able to take, well, that's just weird the way that it worked. Oh, maybe I didn't grab it right. It's supposed to be able to do, oh, there we go. That's what I was looking for. This will be another location. We'll do one up here as well. Branch office, potentially doing iOS VPN, stuff like that. But it's actually, a lot of this stuff has been pretty cool. I've found Eve to be a pretty good replacement for most things, and works out pretty well. So I've been pretty happy with the way it works and how stable it is. Stuff like that. So take advantage of the platforms that are out there, right? So go ahead and save that momentarily here. And we're going to be testing out a lot of capabilities. And if you guys, in the comments below, if you have a technology that you would like me to demonstrate or would like to dive into a little bit, by all means, put it in the comment section below, and I will try to incorporate it. So let me go ahead and just finish up these last two blocks of connectivity and see how they work out. Now, the context of these videos are going to be pretty straightforward. They will not be released unless whatever I'm doing is working. So they won't be like, and you'll see me mess up stuff. I'll be honest with you. I'll fat finger something, or something won't be right, and I'll be like, well, why is this not working? Let me go ahead and actually move myself over here for the moment. Yeah, that's pretty much where it sits in terms of how things are going to be working for the videos themselves. They're going to be very much like this format where I just click record and go. They're not going to be, you know, PowerPoint or any of that other stuff, because I mean, this is YouTube and I don't need to put a lot of effort into it's homegrown. It doesn't need to be that much effort put into the production, stuff like that. So now let me go ahead and move this over just a little bit, and move this over, move this up just a touch. So actually I like it over here more. Anyway, so these will be our ISPs. Let me go ahead and move this up and over here. So the ISPs are sitting there. Actually, I like this one sitting right here in the middle. Looks cleaner, at least to me. But yeah, I like that. I wish that these two didn't overlap, but that's okay. But anyway, the way that I'm going to go forward with the with all the content here is going to be more or less just a, okay, this is how the technology works, this is how you interact with it, and these are the things you need to know about how to get something to work. I mean, that's really the context of what we're going to be doing. So now that you see all the locations that are going to be deployed, we have a internet-based connectivity. So we're going to be testing things like VPN and other stuff, and these PCs will eventually get powered on and be able to talk to this server, but we'll have to go through a number of things in order to make that happen. So this topology does have access to the internet. As a matter of fact, if I grab iNet here and I log in real quick, let me go ahead and bring this over real quick. Go ahead and drag myself back over. Whoop, too far. Haha, off screen. If I come in here and do a show IP route, I do have a default route to the internet. So I can ping, 8.8.8.8. I can ping it all day long. So what that means is I actually have, it won't be, what's the word I'm looking for? I have ICE, so Cisco ICE. I have the WSA, the email security appliance, the Firepower Management Center, probably the FTD nodes. I'm probably going to have in here as well down the road. I'll have to probably power some stuff down because resource-wise, I'm not in too bad a shape. I think I'm at over 50 gigs of RAM. I'm at about a quarter usage, but at a CPU, I'm about halfway there. So I think I might be able to do like one FTD node, maybe two. I might have to power some stuff down or rebuild it a little bit to focus on FTD and stuff like that. But the goal here is to test out the technologies in a flowed manner. So start off with the real basic stuff, walk you guys through security levels and ASA routing and stuff like that. Then dive into the more complicated topics like getting into NAT and access rules and stuff. So there was I'm actually on the Safari O'Reilly website. I use Safari Online, and it's absolutely it's awesome. I love using this platform. And I was reading through the CCNP security. This is the old CCNP security firewall. What do you call it? I forget the exam. 642, 618, I think. I'd have to double check. But at any rate, I was reading through the flow of the book. And the book has been really good. I've actually learned a lot about ASA that I didn't know. So we're going to go through like what an overview of ASA is, and working with an ASA, and how to enable some stuff and whatnot. I'm going to be rearranging some things because it'll make more sense with the way that I have my lab set up, to where I'll need to be able to connect to the ASA first and configure it, stuff like that. But they have address translation before they have access control, and I don't necessarily agree with that, because to me you should have Fire ACLs working before you need NAT working, because you're going to need ACLs in order for NAT to work, especially when you're talking about from the outside to the inside, some low security level to a high security level, if you're using varied security level type design. And there hasn't been any questions because this is a pre-recorded video, obviously. But I know people are going to be asking, well, you don't really have a dedicated DMZ per se. And I would agree with that to a degree. But I'm also going to disagree with it as well. Where you have this ASA configured here, and I can dedicate a interface to a do some stuff here in the middle and the switches, and do some VLANs and some trunking to where only specific VLANs are allowed to cross this trunk and only specific VLANs are allowed to cross this trunk. So the server is actually in the DMZ and the routers are in the LAN and stuff like that. Then we'll be able to test over failover and stuff like that. But yeah, there's a lot of really cool things in my opinion that are going. We'll be able to test high availability, stuff like that. But I plan on going through all the iOS or ASA firewall first, because it's my probably of all the platforms besides Firepower that I'm the weakest in when it comes from a firewall perspective. And then I'll do iOS firewall. I'll get what would be the equivalent of the 300-206 exam. I'll get that material recorded and out first. This will also be our VPN topology for the most part. There might be some minor things that change, but that's my goal, is to do that, is to have this to where we do our IKE v1 VPNs, and we do our v2 VPNs, and we'll do IKE v1 VPNs, both, like site-to-site and remote access, and then we'll dive into the IKE v2 VPNs, Flex VPN, all of that type of stuff. So I plan on going pretty deep into how all that type of stuff comes into play. And pardon me while I crack my back. That's pretty much how I want to lay it out. And then once I've gotten the 206 and 209, so the 300-206 and the 300-209 exams out of the way, I've covered all the material for that. Then I plan on diving into the ICE exam with TrustSec. And so that's a 208 exam. So I'll do that. And then I'll have the connections out. There won't be I'm debating still, but I'm pretty sure I'm not going to plug in the ICE server to here, although I still might. I'll have the luxury of connecting it out to the network. And considering this is all going to be private IP addressing in here in the middle, it's not going to matter. It's still going to be able to communicate with it and be able to get it to and from where it's got to go. So yeah, I'm really excited about this. I have been debating how I wanted to go about this progress or project for a while, and what specific path I wanted to take in order to execute it. And I think I've come down to a what do you call it? A flow I think that'll work. And obviously I'll be releasing videos in, I've got several videos I actually have to go edit, but I'm going to be putting out a fair amount of material. And like I said, in the comments below, if you have a topic that you would like me to see cover, if you'd like for me to cover, please let me know, and I'll try my best to do that. Try to incorporate it. But yeah, this is my goal, or my current project, and I needed something to keep me, like I needed something that wasn't routing and switching or otherwise. I needed something that I could actually dive into and have some fun with, because I haven't done a technical course on YouTube in a long time, and I wanted to make it to where I have to go through this training anyway, because I'm studying for my NP security and eventually get my CCIE. I'm pretty sure I'm going to do something for service provider as well, and so on and so forth. I'd like to, but I don't know what that looks like yet, because I obviously have to go through that process yet. But I'm really excited about that. So without any further ado, I want to thank you guys for stopping by, hanging out with me for a little while. And until next time, guys, take it easy.